If you're one of those girlies who has done all of the work, the journaling, the talk therapy, the breath work, but you still find yourself in states of significant overwhelm, stress, and even emotional shutdown, then I want to tell you this one thing with so much love in my heart. You are not broken. There is nothing wrong with you. You likely have had your nervous system wired in such a way that is now misaligned for the way that you want to live your life. And the best part is, my program addresses just that so that in less than 12 weeks, you are living the best version of yourself in a way that processes the trauma physically out of your body and into the integrative level that you are able to create within yourself, where you were able, that's why I call you my people, my clients that pay me for my program, is the architects of your life. You truly are the creator for what it is you want to structure and how you want to go about it. And my programs are all backed by research. It's actually my dissertation. And we have coming up my research program that is the tail end of this, because I've taken everything that I've been working on for the last decade now and putting it into this research project. My program is a 12-week in-person and self-paced, so there's two parallels. The real-time coaching that takes place during our processing calls, that happens weekly, will be happening on Sunday, September 7th through November 23rd. This provides a powerful blend of the real-time coaching along with the self-paced work that you will be doing day to day to be able to integrate this stuff. Now it's 15, maybe 20 minutes if you are really going deep into things and really journaling and taking that nice time that I encourage all of my clients to really dig into. But it is meant to be something very tangible that you can incorporate as my clients are able to, because that's going to be a key piece of all of the trauma work that we're doing. And of course, we have our community, we'll have our specific cohort that'll be just to us. And so the best part is you get my program for free in exchange for giving me anonymous results. The participant, she will know her ID, she'll know exactly who she is, but everyone else, unless she tells them, we're none the wiser, because we don't know who participant, whatever it is, whatever the identification we attach to it will be, and it'll be completely unique to the research project, nothing personal in that number or identifying information in any way. And that's the exchange of it, is this way we can start showing and put the results in my dissertation so that I can show exactly what I've been seeing for so many years now. And it's beautiful and amazing. And I love to be able to show what it is exactly we can do. So here's how it works, because I do have a structured framework that we operate off of that is backed by research, and it takes a variety of modalities and techniques. And that's where the integration part is so key, but this is why. So we have 3 phases, a 3-stage framework, with the first phase focusing on the mind. This is weeks 1 through 4 in the program. And this is where we start to calm the internal chaos, give her the ability to be fully seen so that we can start to actually see where the trauma lies, what is being created, because talk therapy fails a lot of the time because it's just in the mind. Well, we can't stay in the mind. We have to integrate everywhere. But of course, we do have to start somewhere, which is where we start with the mind, to start pulling the pieces out of the subconscious programming to realize what it is taking place within our mind that is happening. Using this information will give you the ability to actually start rewiring your internal monologues that are running rampant and creating all of the programs you see in your life. We do this through a series of different tools and techniques that modern day therapy, like cognitive behavioral therapy, somatic therapy, along with meditation and very specific practices. It's all the kind of mainstream normal stuff that a lot of people already probably know about, but it's a specific way in which we use it, because these techniques start pulling the information out in a very specific way so we can get clear on what the subconscious is speaking to us. Then, of course, use in conjunction with weekly real-time processing, because we will be doing at least 2 women every single week in the cohort to be processing these calls. So whatever stuff is coming up, and it's cool because the collective consciousness in each of the cohorts that I do, paid clients, then I'm expecting to see it the same here too, where everybody will just be on the same conscious level processing, like deep stuff will come out of nowhere. And this is why I always tell my clients to have these conversations in the onboarding portion of my program that this cohort will absolutely be doing as well. I actually talk about that, where talk to the individuals who you are most close with, who are going to be directly impacted. This is usually spouse, or partner, children, whoever lives in your home. Those are going to be the key people to talk to because, and of course, a best friend, if you have one, that type of thing, people who are really close, because you're going to be dealing with some random stuff sometimes that will seemingly come out of nowhere. But in the cohort, we're processing a lot of these same themes, maybe. May not look identical, but the themes will be very similar. And so this is important that we are able to grip onto what's happening in a safe space within our body, our mind, and our physical home and our space, to be able to hold that space for ourselves to process this deep stuff, because it kind of just can come out of left field sometimes and you'll be like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And then of course you get with the group, checking in and, talking with everybody. That helps bring things together during the week in between our processing calls to really be able to connect in. And so this leads us into phase 2, which is going into the body. This is weeks 5 through 8. This is where we really start to pull some of the stuff that we've been working on, because you will be doing body wisdom work is really what it is. Your body holds the wisdom to release the trauma and give you the wisdom that you were supposed to learn with the lessons, if you so choose to absorb it and integrate it into your life, for the wisdom's there to extract. We just have to be willing to separate our ego and actually seek it, absorb it, and integrate it, and utilize it in the best way possible. Well, we can only do this if we actually know what we're even looking for, what we're doing. That's where the mind work comes. So now we're starting to pull that work into the body. We're still doing a lot of this curiosity seeking and everything else, but we're getting even more aware of what it is the body is actually speaking. And so this work goes there. And then we move on to phase 3, which is the integration. And this is where we just, if you've only seen a little bit of breakthrough before this, you will just start seeing magnificent breakthroughs at this point. And it's always so humbling for me, because I am always so blessed to see just amazing things happen in people's lives. And it makes me super happy, because if you are able to shift your world, shift your reality, shift your life, and create children and experiences for those around you, including yourself, that is in a more healed, whole version that allows yourself to express more of that just beautiful, healed energy that we just naturally exude, then you, my friend, are doing the world an amazing service, just being your authentic, beautiful, genuine self. It doesn't matter your career, it doesn't matter how you make money, if you're a stay-at-home mom or you're a corporate CEO or whatever. What matters is the fact that your energy is able to show up and create this beautiful, healed, loving space when you have done this work. And that's ultimately the result of this integration phase. We get to start seeing monumental shifts in a person's energy, where we are able to really witness to her the magnificence that was already there. It was just covered up by the worldly shit that we put on ourselves and have programmed onto us, until we say, wait, I don't really like that anymore. What do I actually want to change instead? How do I want to create this and rather something better, right? And so through this integration phase, ultimately you learn to lead yourself back to you. And what's beautiful is through this phase, you actually learn how to lead yourself through the triggers, the experiences that come up and you're feeling some kind of way. You are fully able and capable of starting to recognize what's taking place, what's happening, because you have the wisdom to recognize the body and the cues and signals your body is speaking, but also being able to step into that beautiful momentum of clarity. And knowing you can do it, knowing because you've already practiced it in the cohort, you've already practiced it with everybody else, and like leading it through it, you've processed it, you've done so much work with it. And so now it's so much easier to live it out, because life is going to life. Y'all, I have been doing this work for over a decade, and my life's freaking hard sometimes. And it doesn't negate the fact that we're going to have human experiences. It's how we go about it. It's how we choose to perceive, move, and flow really through it. Because the reality is when we start looking back at things of how can I see this being a co-creation of something happening around me, and how do I shift and integrate the different things that my body is responding to so that I don't create this again, and I can actually move through this once and for all and never have to be here like this again. It makes the world so much easier. You might even see similar themes, especially deeply rooted themes, coming up in life. And that's okay. It doesn't mean you're a failure. It means you're pulling back more layers to be able to deal with this in a more higher conscious way, which is really the ultimate goal. If you look at Maslow's hierarchies of needs, that's how we get to self-actualization. Exactly what I'm talking about here. Through that conscious awareness of how we are receiving the world, the triggers, the awareness, the stressors, life, human experiences, we start to understand on such a deep, integrated cellular level where we move through this higher realm of, wow, okay, this is chaotic. This sucks. This is not how I planned this, but we can do this. We're going to do this. We can move through this. We're going to figure this out. One of the key phrases I learned early on when I find myself in a genuine panic, like shit is hitting the fan, genuinely, I can do this. I've got this. I'm going to be okay. I would just start repeating that first phrase that I could find that would latch onto that was purely positive. I've got this. I can do this. Yes, I'm going to be okay. I've got this. I can do this. I'm going to be okay. And it's so easy for me to say because anytime I go into a default panic state, that's the first thing I start doing. And I believe it. And it does sometimes take our prefrontal cortex to kind of like get back online and like, ooh, all right, let me grip in and actually pull into what I'm supposed to be doing, right? Because if we're in a panic state, we just go offline. And so when we can repeat something back and ground us in, it helps give us that structure and repetition to quite literally make the changes we're wanting to make. And that's ultimately what it is we are doing on such a grand scale. There's so many very specifics. It's not, just that simple, but it really is actually at the end of the day, that simple. It just, once you get into the flow, it'll feel that way versus at first, it's always cumbersome. It's always a little bit wonky, even possibly a lot more triggering because if you're ripping off scabs, that's super normal. But at the end of the time of it, you will be on such a higher conscious healed level. Oh, it's so juicy seeing the people that go through the program, which is why I did my dissertation on this because I already know it works. And now I'm excited to bring it even more public to people to actually show what it is that our program can do. If you're not sure about the cohort, but you are kind of interested about some of the self-paced work, we did actually create a 90-day self-paced version. It's dripped content that is along the self-paced version of our program, but I just intuitively felt a 90-day piece versus the 84 days, which is 12 weeks. So it's like right there, almost identical. But this is a little bit juicier. It's the same kind of content that our self-paced goes through, but it's a little bit geared towards the 90-day structure versus a 12-week structure. However, it still has the same phases that you go through. You still go through, but it's broken into 30 days versus 4 weeks, which is like 28 days. And this is open to anyone can join the 90-day content. It's open to the public versus my cohort is purely for mothers only, specifically ages 29 to 59 for the demographic we are capturing to do this program. The biggest thing that makes our program so different compared to maybe some other people who do nervous system reset or that type of work that similar to what we do is we pair the self-paced content with our real-time coaching and processing calls. For my normal 12-week program that my clients actually pay me for, we meet more than once a week. The once a week is simply for the cohort versus my actual paid clients. We have multiple processing days. So that's where you're coming to group and just even processing with us and really sitting with us live is absolutely tangible and feasible in your cohort. So that's one of the key differences about our actual 12-week paid program versus our cohort, and the demand is slightly different in case you do happen to look online at our programs and our website and see where everything is at. And you are fully able to take advantage of a free 10 days of that 90-day version, self-paced only program, where you are fully able to tap in and see some of that juicy content, seeing how it feels in your body, and if it's something you actually want to press out to the full 90 days, because the 10 days is good, but it's nowhere near what most people are trying to achieve when they go through our program. And if that sounds good to you, y'all, go ahead and scan our QR code or find the links in the description below, and I will catch y'all later.